Good morning, everyone, or good day. I don't know what time you're watching this video at, but it is February 15th, 2021. We're back with another video, guys, for the Collegiate Review. Before I hop in, I just want to say that we are in my room because it did snow more. My basement's a mess, and I don't really want to go out in the snow, so we're back in my room. Second thing I want to say is make sure you check out the Collegiate Review website. There's tons of other things to listen to and watch as well. Other than my own stuff, there's podcasts, there's talk shows, there's book reviews, there's sport reviews and updates and whatnot. And those are all there for anyone to see. So make sure you check those out as well. So today's video is going to be about moving in. Everyone on the Collegiate Review is doing a segment or something similar to moving in. And I will be the only person in the Collegiate Review that is staying home this semester. Yeah. So long story short, some family stuff came up, and that's preventing me from going to school this semester. It absolutely sucks, and it's pretty crappy, but you make do with what you have because a lot of people are less fortunate. So I try to remind myself that it's going to be okay. It's going to stink, but it's going to be okay. So then you might wonder, Fernando, so if the video is about going back to school and you're staying home, how does that work for the video? Well, this is going to be a pros and cons type of video of what you might get going back to school and what you might get staying at home and the pros and cons of that. And I've went to school. I've gone to school first semester, and I'm staying home second semester. So I have an idea of what's going on. I also have a lot of friends on campus right now, and they've been keeping me posted about the events and the things going on and how move-in is going and the amount of people and XYZ. You know, they're filling me in. And I'm home, so there's no one really to fill me in at home because I'm here. So I'm giving you the perspective of both on and off campus and what you might get staying home and what you might get going to school. Again, this is a situation that many kids are dealing with as well. Some family stuff came up. Their grades dropped after first semester. They got sick. They didn't feel like it was worth it going. A lot of things happened to many people other than me that also decided to stay home. And a lot of kids decided to stay home first semester and go to school second semester. So it happens to more people than just me. And this is just a video kind of giving you a pros and cons that they haven't made that I'm going to make for you guys because there isn't really much of a perspective on what you get staying at home during COVID and what you get going to school during COVID during this pandemic. So let's hop right into it. Okay, so we're going to go positives of going to school, positives of staying home, and then cons of going to school and cons of staying home. So positives of going to school. You get to have a social life. You get to go to in-person classes. You get to have somewhat of a college life experience. Positives of staying home. You save a little bit of money. You're still paying a large amount because of tuition, but you are saving a little bit of money by not going and living on campus and having a meal plan and all that, right? You're saving a little bit of money. Pros of staying home. You get to work really. You don't necessarily have to worry about getting federal work permit, right? Because you're a student at school living on campus. Well, at home, I can go work. I'm working later tonight for a couple hours. I'm working tomorrow for the afternoon. I'm making money on the side, and that's a pro. I'm saving up money, so next year I can afford my own apartment. I can afford my own tuition, right? I'm working. I'm trying to save up some money. That's something you can't necessarily do when you're at school. I know as a freshman, it's a little more difficult to balance your time, and also a lot of freshmen on main campus, not necessarily Altoona, on main campus, freshmen aren't allowed to bring their cars. I know that at Altoona, a lot of kids do bring their cars, but I wasn't one of them. I couldn't go and do my job. So there's that. But the pros of staying home, you're with family. So this is my situation. Not every family provides what their kid wants. Not every family provides their kid free quarters, right? For me, though, I have food. I have a roof over my head. I have a bed to sleep in. I have energy and I have electricity, my bad, and internet. I have heating and water. Not everyone gets that for free. I get that for free, which is very fortunate of me. However, at school, you have to pay for all those things. And let's hop right into the cons. At school, you have to pay for so many things. You have to pay for, outside of your tuition, you have to pay for a parking pass if you bring your car. You have to pay for housing. You have to pay for food. And of course, these are all things that are given. Like it's like a given. Like you don't go to college and expecting them to just give you everything for free. Like obviously not. However, you are spending a lot more money than you would be if you were to stay home. However, this is my opinion. I'm putting a pause, a timeout in the pros and cons. My opinion is I would rather pay an extra $4,000 to live on campus and have a meal plan than stay home and have no social life. That's just my point of view, but that's not the reason why I'm staying home. Family stuff came up. That's it. Anyways, back to the video. So the cons of staying home and going to school. Cons. I kind of mentioned it already, but staying at home, I don't really have much of a social life. I just work and I go to school because practically all of my friends, they go to schools that are over an hour and a half away. A lot of them go to University of Massachusetts. A lot of them go to University of New Hampshire. A lot of them go to schools outside of state, like Michigan and Ohio State. And down in Tampa and Florida State. I have a couple friends that went down to Tennessee. Like, right, it's so many friends that aren't home anymore. The kids I grew up with since 3rd grade, I can't just shoot them a message, hey, let's go to the ice rink. Like, no, I can't do that anymore. There's no one really to hang out with. So having some sort of social life is extremely difficult. However, I'm making do. It's not comfortable and it's not fun. It's actually kind of uncomfortable because I'm such a social person, and I know a lot of other people are too, that when they're restricted from doing what they want socially, they feel kind of at a loss, I guess you could say. They feel kind of anxious and nervous because they're so antsy, and usually they go out and do things, and now they're so restricted and locked up, right? And I'm not saying that I couldn't go out and I didn't have fun during break. It's during the semester now that everyone's gone, it's so difficult. But the cons of going to school, restrictions. There are so many restrictions going on because of COVID. There's a pandemic going on. So sitting around in your dorm isn't super fun on a Friday night. So what do? A lot of kids go out and break restrictions. They go out and break code. I'm not saying I did or didn't do that. But I'm just saying that I know lots of kids did do that last semester, and a lot of kids are most likely going to do that now. And that's really because you're going to a college where you are so used to having a social life and a nightlife and all that stuff and bar life and whatever, right? And then all of a sudden a pandemic hits and all of that is taken away from you. Well, a lot of kids stayed home. I know that Altoona, there's usually around 4,000, 5,000 kids on campus on a regular year. From what I heard, those are usually the numbers. Last year, there was about half of that, just over half of that. And that's a lot of kids that stayed home. And I know that a lot of kids are staying home this semester as well. They just took the whole year off because they didn't feel like what they were paying for was compensation for what they're getting taken away. For example, I'm paying a very large sum of money. I know that a lot of that money is because I'm out of state. However, it's still a lot of money either way. And I'm going there because, as I mentioned earlier, I made my choice to go to Penn State because of the social life and the college life it gives you. You're not really getting that college life and social life because of the pandemic. So going to school, lots of things are restricted. Like sports events, kind of really not a thing. Clubs, all virtual. Sororities and frat life and Greek life, really. Rushing, that was all virtual. It's not the same, and lots of things are being taken away. And yeah, you could say we're making do, but it sucks. Long story short, it sucks. And it's pretty unfortunate. And I'm not saying that you should go out of your way to make these things happen in person. Be safe, make smart choices, use a mask. However, it sucks either way. But you gain and you lose things making your choice to stay on campus or stay home or go off campus. It's a big choice, and there are lots of pros and cons being weighed into it. Now, if you want to hear my own opinion about staying home or going to school, I say go to school. You shouldn't. So if your position is saving money, for example, which isn't my position, but if your position is saving money, think about it. You are going to a university that is very, very prestigious. You are already paying a large amount of money. Let's say you're paying $10,000. Example, you're paying $10,000, and then you decide to stay home because tuition is already $10,000, and if you were to go on campus, you'd be paying another $3,000 to live on campus. Okay, but where do you live? If you live in Massachusetts, I say, to heck with it. Pay the extra $3,000 and go to school, right? Like, what are you gonna do in Massachusetts? But that's depending on who you are. I would pay the extra $3,000. I would go to school. I would live that college life. I would love to be in in-person classes. I would love to be part of tons of clubs, participate in Greek life, right? I can't do that if I'm home. So it's unfortunate that lots of kids like me have to stay home. However, there are lots of things that you're getting out of it. Lots of people don't have the opportunities that we have. So just make sure you make the most of it. I want to say good luck to everyone moving in. I want to say have an amazing first semester, start of the semester. There will be many more videos to come about Altoona and college life. And I just want to say good luck to all of you guys, and make sure you check out all the other media that we have on the Collegiate Review. And on top of that, make sure you share this video to someone that is struggling at staying home. They can maybe sympathize and understand that they're not the only one. There's many people that are staying home as well. And if you are debating on if you want to stay home next semester in the fall, or if you want to go to school, maybe take this video into consideration. But other than that, guys, I hope you have an amazing day. Like, subscribe, tell your friends about this channel. Make sure you announce the Collegiate Review around to your friends. We're posting regular content on every twice a week schedule practically. And yeah, so thank you for watching, and have an amazing day.